Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Hope Regained. I'm your host, Christiane Boudreau, and today we're here to talk to you about faking it until you make it, positive self-talk. I know it's a cliche, and I'm going to tell you, since we've started this little journey of ours, here's a little self-story. I'm not comfortable talking to a camera. I'd be much more comfortable if there were a human being sitting next to me having a conversation. It would feel more natural. So I had to do a lot of positive self-talk to put myself here. It's, still uncomfortable. I can't lie. And I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to get any easier. Maybe it will, but I have to push myself. Every day I have to give myself that positive pep talk. So that's the cliche, fake it till you make it, that comes into play. I'm faking like I'm comfortable, which I'm sure a lot of you can see I'm not. I want to be as natural as possible. I want to be the best of me possible to reach as many of you as possible. My whole purpose in life for me is to help, to make it a better place, to leave a lasting mark, even if it's just one or two people that step up. So for me to get there, I have to do the positive self-talk and the faking it till I make it. You're really going to notice a big difference when we start bringing the guests in to speak about all the topics that we're covering as part of the introductory part. And you see how relaxed and regular it becomes. I'm not talking to a machine, if that makes any sense. So once you see that, it won't be the faking it anymore until I make it. It doesn't mean pretending to be somebody you're not. It just means pretending to yourself maybe, or trying to say on the inside, like, I'm confident. You might not be feeling confident, but you say to yourself, I'm confident. I'm going to walk like I'm confident, speak like I'm confident. Therefore, you're faking it. You're acting. You have to put on the actor's cap to get through whatever it is. If you're going for a job interview or anything else, it's always best that you're relaxed and comfortable and confident, and you show that. Doesn't mean you are. I'm not saying to pretend you're a policeman and you're not, or a doctor and you're not. It's a little bit different. It's more on the inside. And that's where the positive self-talk comes in. It encompasses it. That's a part of it. And it's about building yourself up. It's about finding the words that get you through that next blip or hump. Or sometimes it's just a matter of getting up in the morning and saying, today's going to be a great day, just to give you that extra energy to get up. If we replace our racing thoughts with positive thoughts, it can help push them away for longer periods of time. Those racing thoughts that we get can usually cause a negative effect. We're so worried, and that's when it starts to race, is the worry takes over. So if we can stop it and replace it with something positive about ourselves, something we're aspiring to be, then that helps reduce the effect of it. And then telling ourselves we're a success, we're intelligent, we're beautiful, we're healthy, all of that can train the brain. I'm not saying it's not true, because it probably is. We're all beautiful in some way, and we all have intelligence in some way. It might not be book smarts from university or anything like that, but we have our own. And we deserve to own it. So when we tell ourselves that often, It trains the brain to start picking up on the habits and attributes. So if you say, I'm a healthy person over and over again, you'll notice that some of your habits will start to change. You have to be earnest about it. You have to be willing to stay committed to it. We talk about the self-commitment, and here we go with that term again. It's so true and so important. If we do it for one day or two, it doesn't change anything. We have to make it a habit, and all the rest will follow. You'll notice that you'll walk taller. You'll notice that some of your habits will change. And acting as if you have self-confidence until you really have it, it's not a bad thing. You can practice it. You're not hurting anybody. It's just helping you. You're building yourself up. So that's what the term really means. So, are there benefits? Well, of course there are. Look, when you say to somebody, hey, you look fantastic today, doesn't that make them feel good? It's something positive. Well, don't you feel good if somebody says to you, you look great today? Or you're smiling? Anything that's nice, anything that boosts us. Aren't we supposed to be our own best friend, that we should be boosting ourselves? Absolutely. So if we boost somebody else's mood by saying something great to them, let's try boosting our own. We say something great to ourselves. Hey, I'm going to have a great day, or I look fantastic today, or I feel good today. I feel extra special today. Any little thing that can boost our mood and motivate us to get through the day or just get up in the morning. That can be a challenge or a chore. I know, hey, where I live, -30, you don't want to get out of bed. You want to pull the blankets over and say, ugh, just wait for the sunny days to come. So having that boost, saying it's going to be a great day, can put the yucky -30 behind. And that's what you need sometimes, just to get that motor running. It blocks negative thoughts. If your brain is busy thinking positive thoughts, the negative thoughts can't get in. So it helps stop them and block them. It stops the beating with the bat. I know I talk about it a lot, but in all honesty, we do it a lot. We just don't see it. We don't recognize it because we don't have the self-awareness. So by having that self-awareness that it's there, we could start working at getting rid of it and having the self-awareness that we need to build ourselves up in a positive way. And just on that side note, when we build ourselves up in a positive way, you'll notice that when you meet other people, it'll be more natural. It'll just slip out that you start sharing positive things about them with them. You won't even notice you're doing it. It'll become part of your daily habit. And people are going to enjoy being around you a lot more when you're positive and you make them feel good about themselves. It's not fake. It's just who you start to become. Another thing, it helps us step out of our comfort zone. Sitting here in front of you, in front of, well, this camera thing, it's way outside of my comfort zone. I would never profess that it's comfortable for me. It isn't. You see how much I blink or anything like that? I'm really pushing. I would much rather be with a group of people, surrounded by people, and let it flow naturally. I'm not getting a response, so this is not natural. I feel like I'm talking at. But because it's something that's so important to me, being there for you, helping you build a healthier, happier life, building that emotional resilience and intelligence, helping share these thoughts with you so you can share them with others that you care about or teach your children. It's about preventative medicine, I guess, in the end, and I believe completely in it. because of that, I'm using those morals and values I have in my life and my purpose to push myself out of my comfort zone. And if I didn't push, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be fulfilling my bucket of needs. So stepping out of our comfort zone is a big, big plus. And positive self-talk can help push us there. I do it every day, all day long. When we talk to ourselves on a regular basis in a positive light, our subconscious mind starts to take that on board. That means it becomes more and more natural and normal for us to think that way. It's automatic. It processes even when we sleep. So the more times we tell ourselves in a run of a day that we're beautiful, the more time it sinks in. When I say beautiful, I don't mean, oh, I'm going to be on the cover of a fashion magazine or Vogue. I mean, on the inside and out, that we're a good person, that glow is something special. We start to believe it. If you were to hear it from others all the time, all day long, you would start to believe it automatically. So why can't we be the part of that person telling us the positive things all day? It starts with us. That's where we need to start. It starts with that and self-awareness. It doesn't mean we're building a huge ego. That's not what I'm talking about. It's different when you say, I'm the greatest person alive. That's not the case. It's about we're a good person and building ourselves up so that everything else just follows suit. And it increases our happiness and self-esteem naturally. And with happiness and self-esteem, that is our resilience. Look, we get thrown negativity all day long. We're exposed to it. And we can't always keep ourselves sheltered from it. So why not at least keep positivity within our bubble so that we can stay happy even if we can't control everything else? And if anything, if we're happier, if the people that we care about are happier around us, it's a ripple effect. So look at it that way. Now, here comes the challenge. What is stopping you from trying it? I know, not always comfortable. Are you afraid of judgment? Nobody can hear what's in your mind. Thank goodness. If you could hear what's in my mind half the time when I'm talking to you, it would be a comedy freak show. So put that aside. Only time that anybody can hear you is if you're saying those things out loud. I say them out loud, but I wait till nobody's listening or the house is empty. It makes it a little bit more concrete. You can write them down. It makes it a little bit more concrete. Sometimes you just need to read it and see it instead of repeating it. Get into the habit of it. But nobody can judge you if they don't know anything about what you're saying. And on that matter, even if they were to judge you, why would they judge you so harshly for being a happy, positive person and being positive and loving with yourself? That sounds to me like it's a them problem. So let's get past the judgment issue. It takes effort and concentration. Yep, it does. It's worth it. Think about it as you owe it to yourself. It's commitment to yourself. It does take effort in the beginning. Anything new takes effort. And concentration, yes, you have to think about it. There are tips and tricks I'm going to give you that will help you step towards that. And we have links on our resource page that you can find and look and find some new tips and tricks. I don't have all the answers, let's face it. But it is worth it, and it does become natural over time. Once you get there, it'll be automatic. I know I do it all day long now. Sometimes I catch myself up in the starry place of positivity in my own bubble, and I don't hear what's going on around me. So you have to be careful of that too. But it does become easier. And I can tell you from experience, once it becomes a habit and you give it the time it deserves, 2 or 3 weeks minimum daily effort, you'll just catch yourself saying really nice things to yourself now and then. In the beginning, it feels strange and uncomfortable. Well, usually anything new is strange and uncomfortable. I don't know about you, but when I'm trying something, sometimes I just feel goofy or awkward or anything like that. It's uncomfortable. But again, we're pushing outside of our comfort zone. That's where we get our best results. And it's worth it. You are doing it for you. The other thing we get is the negative saying, I don't believe it'll work. Well, what harm is there in trying? Maybe it won't work for you. I'm not saying it's, again, concrete, but it's one more thing to try at making our love for life show up. We have to give different things a try. If we're giving up on ourselves. So at least if you give it an honest effort and a try, and you're honest with yourself and you said, yes, I really did try it, then if it doesn't work, put it behind you, move on to the next thing. But it's one more step in the right direction, and it won't do harm. So, tips and tricks. What does positive talk, self-talk look like? And how can I do it? How can I make it easier for me to stick to it? First off is the self-awareness piece. Again, bring out your journal and recognize when negative thoughts pop up in your head. What is happening that those negative thoughts? Is it because there's just too much quiet? You're in a bad situation? Recognize what scenarios are most likely to create a negative thought. Create a way to say to yourself, stop, to block it. As soon as you recognize it, stop, block it, replace it with a positive thought. So if you said, oh, dang it, I shouldn't have done that, and you start beating yourself up for doing something that you weren't comfortable. Oh, what are they thinking now? Blah, blah, blah. And you start going into that racing thought. Stop. Replace it. Say, oh, I'm being me. It's okay. Nobody's perfect. Move on. And better next time if I see something with it. I can do better. Great. Or I did that because it was the best I could do for that minute. I did my best. Much better than beating yourself up. None of us are perfect. We're human. Talk to yourself in your mind using positive statements. So if you've gotten used to saying, I'm not good at that, instead turn it around and say, I'm getting better. I'm practicing. I'm learning. I'll get there. I'm the best that I can be today. See how that one statement of negativity is turned around and saying different positive attributes. Again, it's not about being perfect. It's about spinning the words from negativity to positivity. And that will start to sink in. It will start becoming a normal habit for you. I still catch myself. I still have a negative thought creep in. We're not perfect. But it's about practicing it. You're faking it till you make it, right? So make a list of what is positive for you. What's positive for me might not be positive for you. What makes me feel good might not make you feel good. So let's write in our journal a list. What is positive for you? What makes you feel good inside? What statements do you need to hear? If somebody says, you look beautiful, in all honesty, that doesn't mean a lot. But if somebody says to me, oh, you've got a good energy about you today, that means a lot more. So I know that's a positive statement that I need to hear from myself as well. it impacts certain emotions. It triggers a better response for myself. So the first thing to do is to recognize which positive statements have the greatest effects on you in a positive emotion. What creates that positive feeling? Sit down and work that out. Give it some thought. Think about different things that have happened or different statements that people have said to you and recognize, is that a negative feeling for you? Is it, doesn't really make any difference one way or the other feeling? Or really positive? It lifted your spirits for the moment. That's a big recognition of self-awareness that you need to be able to create those statements for yourself. You could keep sticky notes. Now, I'm a firm believer in sticky notes. And in fact, I've even found some shopping online that you can buy that have different positive statements on and different designs. They're fantastic, cheap, couple of bucks. Or you can buy cheap sticky notes from a dollar store and write down your positive statements. You could put them around your computer screen if you're at work for the day and just need to remind yourself you're going to get through the day. You've got this. Or you could stick them around the mirror if you need a reminder. I know it's not always easy if you share space with somebody and it might be uncomfortable. So sometimes you just need to stick it in a notebook that you keep on the desk beside yourself. And you can open up that notebook and look at them when you need the reminder of that uplifting feeling and to remind yourself that to be kind, say happy things. Those sticky notes can take you a long way. And sometimes you can hide them for yourself. So while you're getting dressed in the morning and you open up the sock drawer, there's one that pops up. It'll put a smile on your face. It will start to build that positive self-talk naturally. It will help you fake it till you make it and carry yourself stronger. Put a smile on your face. Physically, you're feeling bad for the day, sit. Force the smile. And I'll tell you why. When you're physically putting that smile on your face, it triggers nerve response in the brain. It can sometimes change a sad feeling to a happy feeling just by your body saying, oh, she's smiling now. I guess we're happy. It's tricking the brain. And same thing with carrying yourself tall, holding your shoulders back. That posture of self-confidence. It's tricking the brain into thinking, ooh, I feel good. So those physiological responses actually do work. It takes practice, but you'll get there. And plus, it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. So, hey, less energy, right? So tell yourself what you need to hear. Don't wait for others to do it. Surround yourself with positive people. It does rub off. You will get used to it. You'll hear positivity. It will switch the thoughts in your brain. These are all great tips and tricks that I have today that I use, but there are many more out there. And we'll make sure that we post these links and resources for you, whether it be books to read, videos to listen to, websites to see, whatever we can find on our resource page. We also will add a new page to your journal and a new page to your self-commitment. Things that you can remind yourself every day to help you keep on track for being a better you. You'll find these at www.hoperegained.com. And if you like this, if you find it helpful, please subscribe or like and share with the people that you think maybe this could help too. That's what we really want to do, is we want to be there to help connect with you and lift you up. That's what makes me feel good and positive on the inside, and we want to find your positive on your inside. So share with us if there's anything we can do better or how we can help. Reach out. And at the end of the day, be kind to yourself. Be positive. You'll get there. I promise you. That's it for today. You can find us on any podcast platform that you listen to. And we hope to see you the next time. Things will get better when I get more comfortable. I'm going to fake it till I make it, along with you. So we'll see you the next time, and hopefully we'll be in a better place together.